Okay, this is looking at other Nintendo powers. So, I think this is the third one I'm doing of these. We're up to volume 23 from February, March. We did March 1991 last time. This is April 1991. You see Power Blade is on the front cover here. Very late NES release. I didn't realize how late this was. The Super Nintendo's been out a year and a little bit, a change, like 3 months or something. And you have the Power Blade fully upgraded armor in the background throwing the boomerang. As a kid, I didn't understand this. I don't think I even read about Power Blade as a kid, even though I had this magazine. It wasn't until two or so years ago, or a year ago, or maybe this year, I actually played through Power Blade. It's a great game. Great game. Very late release, great music, plays well, not too hard, very fun to play. You also have Super Hits, you have Monopoly, Swordmaster, Scat, and Game Boy Giant Special Section. See Volume 23. John, hey. Yeah, in August. 30 years. How are you doing, John? Yeah, August 30th. August something, 1991. It started showing up in the North American stores this month, yep. I got mine in November 1991, so pretty new. Recent, I got it. A few months after that, I had a birthday party to get the money. The only birthday party I ever had. I had to raise money to get a Super Nintendo. And I got exactly $200, and my parents paid the taxes for it. Yes, NES. It wasn't at that point in May 1991. Oh yeah, this is May. So the SNES was not out for another few months. But when I got this, I think there were always a few issues ahead. So I probably got this May issue in like August or September. So it was just coming out. So yeah, thanks for correcting me. It didn't come out until August, September of 1991. Hey Ninja. So here we go. This is issue volume number 23. How are you doing, Ninja? How are you doing, John? Hey, Richard. How's it going, Richard? So in the front cover, we have Powerline. Hi, readers. Before you dive into the features, check out our special report. Have you ever wondered when the hits come from? Have you ever even thought about making games yourself? Well, meet the developers of top-rated games to find out what goes on behind the scenes and what it takes to make a winner. Starting the NES action for April is a futuristic combat Power Blade. It's a little bit Mega Man, a little bit Rambo, a little bit Operation C with some Terminator thrown in, but it's still its own game. A super computer controls society, and Nova, the stellar hero, combats his enemies armed with only a boomerang. It's some boomerang, though. The Power Blade keeps you coming back for more. Yeah, I didn't play this game, finish this game until this year. Power Blade's pretty fantastic. I don't think I even... At this point, I think I was looking so forward to the Super Nintendo. I was like, an NES game. I don't think I want that. But I missed out on it. We have Power Blade, the cover issue. We have Totally Rad, which another game I just finished this year. It's okay. A really good boss sprites on it. Swordmaster. I've never played Swordmaster. Scat is on the Nintendo Switch online service. You can play Scat right now if you have a Nintendo Switch in the online service. Monopoly, I don't know if this is for the NES version or the Super Nintendo. Or no, it would be the NES version because the Super Nintendo was out yet. So yeah, the NES version of Monopoly is pretty good. Very, very good. I played that a lot. Haven't played it in years, though, but I used to play with my mom, too. She used to play that, Dr. Mario. Rumors that Nintendo will add Game Boy and Game Boy Colors to Switch Online. If one day they add Game Boy Advance, maybe we'll have Metroid, Super Zero Mission Dread, and Fusion in one console. That'd be pretty cool. Like the Wii U can play a lot of Metroid stuff right now. So if you have a Wii U, you can play most of the Metroid stuff. I think you're only missing Samus Returns. Yeah, that's it. I think just Samus Returns. Wasn't Battletoads big in 91? I was hyped for it, but of course didn't play it until later. Yeah, I think you're right, John. I think Battletoads did come out around 91. I was really looking forward to Super Nintendo, so I was probably like pushing NES stuff. Like I wasn't even conceiving NES stuff. I was like all into Super Nintendo. I was doing everything I could to get money for it. Remember that Mega Man German intro we talked about during? Yeah, I do, Ninja. I do. I think we watched it, didn't we? So Sword of Hope, I played through this maybe a year ago. Fun game. It's like a Shadowgate Dragon Quest RPG, but there's a point in the game where you can get soft locked if you don't answer a test question right. You can't proceed unless you get it right. So luckily I looked it up and got it right and was able to proceed, but that's a big flaw of that game. Ultima never played R-Type. Well, I won't go through all these. I just want to will spoil what's ahead. So we'll get to the good part. This is the part I love. This is the part with the letters for these great kids here that write, and we get to see some great letters from these people. Found a remix by Alan Zaks who combines the English and German intro and cranks up the techno. It's really good. Alan Zaks. Okay, keep that in mind, Ninja. Maybe at the end of the stream we'll check it out. It'd be ridiculously easy to do that in N64. Don't know why they haven't already. I don't know. I don't know why they haven't put especially during COVID, they could have easily stuffed that stuff out there on Switch, because their game development slowed down a lot, I would think. I don't know. I don't know what Nintendo is doing. You know, who knows what they're doing. On behalf of so we'll read the mail here. On behalf of my fellow roommates and me, thank you for breaking the boredom of Desert Shield. Our navigator's wife sent him a Game Boy system with baseball and Tetris. Life hasn't been the same since the navigator has since moved to another part of the camp, but we still borrow his Game Boy whenever he's flying. Our unit, the 37th Tactical Airlift Squadron, flies C-130 Hercules, and we're normally stationed at Rhein-Main Air Base near Frankfurt, Germany. We've been deployed since the end of August. We live in plywood shacks with air conditioners. We call our quarters hoochies, and we live 6 men to a hooch. We get a lot of flying time here, and the flying is great. We look forward to going back to our families. First Lieutenant Michael D. Bulwitt, Operation Desert Shield. So yeah, this is 1991, so Operation Desert Shield's going on. Forgot about that. Here's some pictures of them in camp, playing their Game Boy. So that's cool, but I want to see the kids who write in. Treasure on Tortola. Where were you last December? Buried in the snow, chasing reindeer? Off the porch? Not so fast for John Collins of Goose Creek, South Carolina, winners of the Final Fantasy Treasure Quest. So these are the people who won the Treasure Quest. John, his dad, and 3 friends flew south for a holiday adventure in the tropics. Once they reached the British Virgin Islands, they were faced with mysterious clues, dragons, and Final Fantasy characters, including Matoya, the witch, and sleeping elf. Using hints left by Captain Biker's master, John and his courageous cohorts swiftly unraveled the ancient secret and found many objects of magic and power, such as the giant crystals and a Sony camcorder. Where John and the Light Warriors weren't digging up treasure at Fort Recovery, they had a chance to check out some of the local attractions. One day it was deep sea fishing, and the other snorkeling in the caves of Norman Island, where real pirates once stored their loot. Above, John conquers Spyglass Mountain. Below, the group displays the day's catch. Oh, we got some nice. I guess these are jokes. Readers sent in some Nintendo Power jokes, some Nintendo jokes. Some are good for a few chalk yucks. Some aren't. Are just yucky. Okay, here's one. Why did Mario cross the road? Because he couldn't find the warp zone. That's from Lindsay Polk of Boise, Idaho. What kind of fish would dare to attack Mario? The answer, a barracuda. That was Charlie Byers of Calabasas, California. How does Mario know what will happen in the future? He uses a Luigi board. Stephen Barry, Smyrna, Georgia. So if you'd like to send more jokes in, there's the address. You can do so, I guess. Get to our cover issue. Let me see what you guys are talking about here. It's because Nintendo doesn't care about their own backlog anymore. Nintendo does their own thing so much. I mean, it's hard to tell what they think sometimes. It's been 4 years and all we have is NES and SNES. That's it. Manicho, hello, bud. Hello there, Chdawi, Brian, and the bunch. Sorry, but I only stopped to say hello. That's okay, Manicho. Thanks for stopping in. Have fun with this amazing magazine. We hopefully will. I mean, they're always good for a nostalgia trip. We joke that Switch Online only has Nintendo's own games. Well, that's pretty much all there was on N64. Don't know how much rare stuff they own, though. Yeah, that's a good point. I don't know how much rare they could put on there. I'm sure they're close with Microsoft. They could work something out. They have the money to do that. And see you, Minicho. Thanks for stopping in. So Richard looks like he got a few laughs out of that joke there. So John, I missed yesterday. I fell asleep. Sorry. Did you end up finishing the Monsters, Inc. part of Kingdom Hearts 3? So we were at Power Blade, a very fun late NES game. I've only beat it on normal mode. There is a harder mode, which I never went through, but you got to really know the stages to do that, and I don't know this game quite well. I only went through it once. Power-ups. Good maps, awesome maps. They stitch together here. So in Power Blade, you have to go through each section, meet an informant who gives you a key card to progress to the boss area. And your time, so you got to go through the enemy. The levels get progressively bigger and maze-like. And I think the harder mode, it cuts down on the time that you have to complete the level. And the enemies probably do more damage. Hey, Lemon. How's it going? Just read a letter I read from some troops in Operation Desert Shield stationed in Frankfurt, Germany. I read at the beginning of this. We're taking a look at Nintendo Power issue 23, was it? From April 1991? Yeah, 23, April 1991. Power Blade is the cover issue story. That's what we're looking at right now. Still have these great artwork images. That looks like a cop of some sort, but that's supposed to be your guy, I guess. I'm doing pretty good. Thanks, Lemon. Pretty good. Should go to bed soon. Well, I mean, maybe this is boring enough it can put you to sleep, hopefully. Hopefully. Well, thanks for stopping in for as little as you could. I appreciate it. Yes, Richard, we're still in the Pokemon-less Dark Age. That's not here for another 7 years. It didn't come out in 98, Pokemon over here. Still in the Pokemon Dark Ages. There's I remember that big flying head guy. Another Howard and Nestor comic. subscription bonus. Subscription bonus. The first player's guide will debut in April and lead you through Super Mario Bros. 1 and 2 and 3, Mega Man 1, 2, and 3, Castlevania 1, 2, and 3, and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 1, 2, and 2. The Player's Guide series, subscribe or renew by July 15th. 4 great books, one every 3 months, each with more than 150 pages, each $15. One NES game, one. What is this for? Huh. I don't think, like, I know we looked at Player's Guides for Nintendo Power. We looked at Ninja Gaiden and Mario 3. They also had Final Fantasy and Fourscore, but I don't remember a Mega Man 1, 2, and 3. This must be another. Interesting. Totally rad. This game's okay. You start out with all your powers. You can transform into like a lizard. And I forget what other powers you have, but here's your powers. The bosses are great. Some great pixel art. The music's pretty catchy. Old school comics. Well, we didn't really read that, Howard and Nestor. We will be getting into some Link to the Past comics here soon. They also have a Star Fox comic, a Super Metroid comic. That'll all be coming up. We can take a deeper look into that. I've just been skipping over Howard and Nestor because I never really read those in here. I wanted more game stuff. So, need to wake up in 8 hours. So if you go to sleep now, you'll get exactly 8 hours sleep, which is pretty good. Only for infusion, which are annoying. I can sleep at the doctor for 3 hours or so. So, what's infusion? This face, John, right here? This guy? Yeah, he's the guy who talks to you, he guides you on your quest. This guy in the hat. If that's who you're talking about. Oh, John, I had a question for you. Do you know how to take a save file you get on the internet and put it on a hacked SNES Classic? Because I'm asking for Soulfire, who's just hacked his SNES Classic. He has a Soulfire he downloaded from the internet, a save file he downloaded from the internet. He hacked his Super NES Classic and he wants to put it on there. Thing where you got your medicine directly into your blood. Oh, okay. They stick an IV in you, and it directly goes into your system. Well, I hope you're doing okay. I hope you're not like badly sick or anything. First, you need a Windows tool called Hikachi 2CE. Hikachi 2CE. Let me write this down. It's on GitHub. Okay. And then from there, you should be able to do it. It takes 3 hours. Wow, 3 hours? You have problems with your immune system, so I need them. Do you take them every... Well, you don't have to get into it if you don't want to, Lemon. So you can sleep when you do that. So you need about 5 hours of sleep plus 3 hours when you're there. Well, I hope that goes okay for you. Here you go. You got still on Totally Rad. We have here's classified information. We have tips for TMNT, the arcade game Stage Select, Adventure Island 2, World Select Mode, Star Tropics, Long Gap Leap. Huh, I never knew about this. Well, they're talking about an extra potion you can get. Palamedes, which I never played. Silver Surfer, never played. Metal Storm's pretty great. Dragon Warrior Part 2. Let's see what these kids need for here. Stolen Thunder, they're telling you can keep beating the evil clown to get the Thunder Scepter, Staff of Thunder, and sell it for, I think, 12,000 gold, 12,000 gold. Which I used that the last time I played Dragon Warrior 2 this spring. Shadow of a Ninja, great game. I have never played a co-op, though. I think it's on the Switch Online, though, so I can play a co-op if any of you guys want to play it with me sometime that has Switch Online. Swordmaster, I've never played this game. Don't know much about it. Two, three, four. If anybody here's played Swordmaster and can give me some info on the game, please let me know. Looks pretty neat. Looks like a almost you look like a guy from Iron Sword, but the graphics are pretty almost early 16-bit. I don't know how it plays though. Side scroller left. Looks like a typical side scroller sword and sorcery kind of game. You'd play Switch Online with me? You want to play we should play Shadow of the Ninja and beat that 2-player. I'd like to do that. Have it since my birthday, and we'll have to have it to the end. Do you go every day for that then? The IV thing. The British Invasion. A tour of English developers. Here we go. Behind the scenes, you probably instantly recognize names like Nintendo, Data East, Trade West, Acclaim when it comes to NES games, but have you heard of Rare Software Creations, or Ocean, or Elite? These just a few of the many developer companies that work behind the scenes to create NES and Game Boy games for other publishers. A publisher, also called a licensee of Nintendo video game, has the resources and connections to market and sell a completed video game, but doesn't always have the staff needed to design and program one, even though those video game publishing companies that do have it in-house programmers will often use outside development firms to create some of their games. Hence LJN, a big publisher for the NES, but they did not develop. They outsourced it to Rare, other companies to make the games for them that they had the licenses for, and they'd slap a license on it. Being in England does not pose as much of a problem as you might think. To the Britain developers who make games for a US audience, the culture difference between the UK and US are minimal and usually don't affect games related to subjects. Sports games are also probably the most challenging subject for British programmers, since England was as much a part per... since sports such as basketball and baseball are popular in the US but not over there. For example, software creations programmers had had to watch hours of video footage to gain insight into the subtleties of basketball from Magic Johnson's Fast Break. So here you have a map of Great Britain. With London down here, you have Argonaut Soft, which is here. Where's Rare at? Rare Limited is number 8. Right here in the middle of the country. Here you have some games, some examples of games developed by Europeans. You have RC Pro-Am, developed by Rare, published by Nintendo. Dragon's Lair, developed by Motive Time, published by CSG ImageSoft. Wizards and Warriors, developed by Rare, published by Acclaim. Magic Johnson's Fast Break NES conversion, developed by Software Creations, published by Trade West. Silver Surfer, developed by Software Creations, published by Arcadia Systems Inc. Loops, developed by Audiogenic, Published by Mindscape. I thought Silver Surfer was LJ. I guess it wasn't LJN. So just talking about, hey, kid, do you know your games aren't all made by Americans? And there's a difference between publishers and developers? Well, here you go. Here's some games, and here's where the Britain developers are from. Pretty cool. I don't think I read that, though. Not every day, but around one a month. Do you, like... So you're pretty much used to it by now, though, I would think. It gets kind of just monotonous, I guess. We did a lot of contract work in this era, too. Yeah. A lot of publishers hired them out. They published a lot of stuff, or they developed a lot of games on the NES. Wish we got a sequel to Conker's Bad Fur Day. You know, I would like to play Conker's Pocket Tales, which is on... It is kind of a... it's on the Game Boy. I don't know if it came out after Bad Fur Day or before. It's a Game Boy Color game, I think. Yeah, there's some rare ones I talked about. Wish Nintendo had bought Rare. Yeah, they could have at the moment when they were up for sale, but Nintendo decided not to. Whoever wrote this thinks the United Kingdom, England, and Great Britain are synonyms. Well, the United Kingdom encompasses Wales, Britain, and Scotland, right? I think that it's like United States is a whole bunch of states together. I think United Kingdom is like, isn't it Wales, Great Britain, and Scotland or something? Am I missing one? Pocket Tales came before. Okay, thank you, Richard. I have not played that. So here's some Britain developers. You have Rare. Looks like Slalom. Snake Route on Roll. Fantastic game. Fantastic game. I had this as a kid. Finally beat it this year, this spring. One of the most joyous games that I finally beat from my childhood. Software Creations. They did Solstice. Ocean. Looks like you have Darkman. Never played it. Elite Softwares. You have Dragon's Lair. I think I rented Dragon's Lair once. Scat. This game's on the virtual, excuse me. I always called it the Virtual Console. Virtual Console. It's the Nintendo Switch, Nintendo Online app, whatever you call it, Nintendo Online thing. This game kind of reminds me of Burai Fighter for the NES. Looks like I ripped out the poster, so we'll never know which poster was in here. So I ripped it out, and I can't find it anymore. Sorry. I'm going to guess there was a Scat poster or something. So Game Boy, we have R-Type. It's like a Disney game. Mickey's Dangerous Chase. Ultimate, The Runes of Virtue. WWF Super WrestleMania. Caesar's Palace. Great Britain is the island, United Kingdom, the state, and England is part of it. Okay. But isn't Scotland part of it? Or am I mistaken? The Sword of Hope. This is the one I almost got soft-locked on when I played through it. There's a part where you had to talk to a fairy and answer a test. If you got the test wrong, you could not proceed. It was like multiple choice or something. It was a really weird design decision. Ultima for Game Boy. England, Scotland, Wales, and Northern Islands from now. Okay. I thought there was 3 parts of them. The box art for Scat looks goofy, yet there is detail for it. So yeah, the Scat box art, this guy looks like somebody who would be your dad's in the 80s. Just with the mustache, he has the dad stash. He looks kind of mean. There's the person in the back firing. Got a little explosion here. Arnold and Sigourney. That's the names of the characters here. So I didn't see that before, but that's kind of pop culture-ish. Arnold is the boy, Sigourney the girl. I wonder where they got those references from. Who knows? We'll never know why they called them Arnold and Sigourney. If you guys know, please let me know. Oh, and Richard just got his answer. Lemon just answered his question. A lot of people in Scotland want to separate. More Ultima tips. We have R-Type for Game Boy. I didn't know R-Type got a Game Boy port. That's pretty impressive. Never played R-Type. Mickey's Dangerous Chase. Never played this game either. So you see you're getting a lot more deeper, more complex Game Boy games in 1991. Like a shooter like R-Type, and this game looks more involved. WWF Superstars. Let's see what the... I was watching wrestling, I think, at this time. Hulk Hogan, of course. Mr. Perfect. Yeah, he used to like spit out his bubblegum and hit it. Ted DiBiase, the $1 Million Man. Randy Savage. Oh, yeah. Cream of the crop rises to the top. Ultimate Warrior. There's the Ultimate Warrior holding a Game Boy for some reason. Well, obviously, because he's promoting the... So I would like to know who went to Ultimate Warrior with this marketing and told him, hold this Game Boy and give us your growling Ultimate Warrior face. Pac-Man port for Game Boy. I bet you it's pretty good. Caesar's Palace, a gambling game for your Game Boy. Northern Ireland has trouble because of Brexit. So does Brexit stand for Britain exit? Is that what that stands for? It comes from unoriginality. So you're talking about the scat cover art? Ninja? Or are you talking about the names of Arnold and Sigourney? Because I find those pretty funny. Let's put that aside. I think my brother had that game. He had Pac-Man or... R-Type. They're leaving from... Okay, it stands for Britain exit. So they are leaving, okay. WWF. Was wrestling big over in Germany? It was big over here. I don't know how American wrestling was over in Germany. If it was even on TV or you could watch it in other states or other countries. So you see Counselor's Corners for Final Fantasy Legend. Lots of tips for that. Very big involved game for the Game Boy. You see also your Game Boy Top 10. Super Mario Land still number 1. TMNT Fall of the Foot Clan number 2. Final Fantasy Legend number 3. Tetris number 4, Batman number 5. Batman's pretty good. Paperboy, Gargoyle's Quest is awesome. Castlevania, I like Castlevania, even though it's very, very slow. Dr. Mario and Double Dragon, port of the NES game. You also have coming up, you have Mega Man. It's its own game on the Game Boy. You have Faceball 2000, big smiling faces. And here you have Monopoly on the NES. The best way to play Monopoly, if you can still play it. Awesome conversion. I think Sculptured Software did it. The voice samples are great. The music's great. Good animations on the cards. Plays fast. And a nice animated hand for the rolling of the dice. Nice sound effects. Chunky sound effects of the dice. The cards animated. It's a good way to play Monopoly. And one of the games I had growing up, I still have. I don't know if it's my original copy, but I still have a copy of it. I think his name's Penny Pincher. Is that his name, Mr. Penny Pincher? Something like that. NES Achievers. These kids finished Dragon Warrior 2. God bless them. I bet you they were cussing up a storm against Malroth, like I was. Mega Man 3, these kids finished it. Tombs and Treasured finished. God bless them too. Back to the Future 2 and 3 finished. Derek Gosselin from Springfield, Massachusetts. Finished Back to the Future 2 and 3. Derek, very good. I'm sorry you had to play that. I don't know. I've never played it. I just heard it was bad, so I can't really judge it. Castlevania 3 Dracula's Curse, popular. You see all these kids finished it. Maniac Mansion, a lot of people finished that. Little Nemo, finished. Destiny and Emperor, finished. Crystallis, finished. Telling you how to take your picture of your camera, what lighting source to use, to close the blinds like that kid's doing. You love Monopoly? Just the board game in general or the NES game? No idea if WWF was big. It was before you were born. Fair enough. I was just curious. I have ones all up until the Wii U era. Including the final issue. Had a fake Monopoly that had countries for sale at outrageous prices. It was only one of my friends who once made enough money to buy Canada. So you bought, instead of properties, you bought countries. So you made enough money to buy Canada. So I wonder what countries were Boardwalk and Park Place. That'd be interesting. The Immortal. More tips for the Immortal. So kids were having lots of problems with the Immortal. So this is 1991. Let's see what the counselors are here. Let's take a look at these guys here. Andrew Kreischer. Hobbies, making underwater demolitions. Whoa. Leaping tall buildings in a single bound. Gardening. Best NES accomplishment. Completed Solstice with one magician. Favorite NES games, Solstice and Mega Man. That's Andrew Kreischer. Dan Pelletier. Hobbies, skydiving, hiking. Best NES accomplishment. Completed cubicle in a straitjacket. Finished Kickle Cubicle in a straitjacket. Okay. Favorites NES games, Nobunga's Ambition. Oh, that guy's a character there. I wonder what he's doing right now. Lawrence Dunnigan. Hobbies, practicing Taekwondo, playing paintball, football, and video games. Best NES accomplishments, completed Mega Man with one man. Favorite NES game, Mega Man. Joel Neandrick. Hobbies, listening to music, riding motorcycles, housekeeping. Best NES accomplishments, finished first place in Michael Andretti's World Grand Prix. Favorite NES games, Battle of Olympus. Soulfire's playing through that one right now, so this guy, his favorite NES game. Oh, Canada, our home and native land. Sweet patriot love. Something, something, something. You had mostly properties at a normal price and 5 countries that were too expensive to buy. But one day I managed to suck everyone dry and buy Canada. Hey, you bought Canada, eh? That's a good deal there, eh, Richard? I think they had Germany, Japan, Canada, Uruguay, and Denmark. Yeah, which were the other countries on? I'd like to know which were the most expensive. Was Canada like Park Place or Boardwalk? Destiny of an Emperor tips. I tried playing this game. I couldn't get into this game. Destiny of an Emperor. I thought this would be another NES RPG I could play, but I just couldn't get into the battle system. I didn't care for it. TMNT, how do I get through Area 3 of the Turtles' Original Adventure? Area 3, I'm trying to remember what Area 3 was. That's before you get to the rooftops, right? Star Tropics. Oh, yeah, this lovely area. Remember this, Richard? The area with the guys on the bikes. How do I find my way through the spaceship in Chapter 7? Well, we found out there's a hidden... Richard found out there's a hidden pill up here to fill your life. There's a hidden one right here I knew about. You want to kind of rush to over here and just rush through here. And beeline it to the end. You have a garbage national anthem? I don't think I've ever heard Germany's national anthem. Okay, here we go. Top 10, top 30. I'm going to cover these up. I wish I could, like... So, Super Mario Bros. 3 is number 1. Red titles are what we're looking for. They're new. Brand new ones to the top 10. Orange are games that are moving up. So these moved up from last time. And green are favorites that have been on there forever. So Super Mario Bros. 3, it's been number 1. It's still number 1. It's been number 1 for 14 months since it came out. I don't think this will get dethroned for a long time. 1 or 2, it's been on there pretty long. Mega Man 3, moving up. It was down here in the top 10, lower in the top 10, I think, last time. It's up to number 2 now. That's quite a big jump from Mega Man 3. Good job, Blue Bomber. TMNT 2, the arcade game, moved up to number 3. That's a big jump, too. It was in the top 10. It might have been in the top 15. Final Fantasy is still on there. Dr. Mario Dragon Warrior 2. Number 6, pretty good for old Prince of Middenhall, Princess of Moonbrook, and Prince of Canuck. Crystalis, up to number 7. Legend of Zelda, still hanging strong for 32 months at number 8. Tetris at number 9. NES Play Action Football, number 10. That rounds out the top 10. Thoughts, concerns on the top 10? Think if you are not a German speaker, you don't hear how wrong it sounds. So it sounds wrong in German? Or is the tune at least good? No Zelda 2 seems people came to their sense. Well, we haven't got out of the top 10 yet, Richard. Zelda's in the top 10 still. It's still number 8. Pretty good for 32 months. By far the game that's in the top 10 for the most here. 32 months it's in there. Rounding out your next 20, we have Mega Man 2, number 11. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, number 12. Destiny of an Emperor, 13. Immortal, 14. Castlevania 3, Dracula's Curse, at 15. Wheel of Fortune, Family Edition, 16. Maniac Mansion, 17. Punch-Out, 18. Star Tropics, 19. Busting into the top 20. Its first time on the board, I think. Brand new. Star Tropics. Good job, Mikey. Richard, we got Zelda 2, The Adventure of Link at number 20, so it did bust into the top 20 there. Link's most underrated Zelda adventure is into the top 20. Ultimate Quest of the Avatar, number 21. Jeopardy! 25th Anniversary is brand spanking new and bumping into the top 30 at number 22. Battle of Olympus still hanging in there, brand new. Well, it's new, brand new. Still, I think I saw this, so these aren't for first time. These are brand new within a few months, I think, because I thought I saw this on the other issue. At number 23, Skater Die 2 is still in there. Metroid slipping to number 25. Wizardry, number 26, that's a hardcore game. Rescue Rangers, still a long stay favorite in number 27 in the top 30, above one-on-one Jordan versus Bird. Solstice, number 29. And rounding out the top 30 is Baseball Stars. And that's your top 30 of April 1991, volume 23. That is what was going on in the world of Nintendo games on the NES this time. You really don't get the Tetris love. I've never been a big fan of Tetris either, Richard, but it's a very addicting game, I think. Very good game. I never really liked it, but sounds wrong in German because the words have not enough or too many syllables for the melody. I can't remember if I've ever seen it. I've heard it. Probably at the Olympics or something. Zelda 2 with a shifty smiling face. Yes, Zelda 2. I called it the most underrated, yes. So the pronunciation is totally strange. I'll have to listen to that. Maybe we could do a national anthem thing at the end of the, That's what we could do at the end of the stream. We can listen to the country's national anthems and pick the best one. We'll listen to Germany, Brazil, and the US, and England, and we'll decide which one is the winner. Now playing Double Dragon 3, talking about what's new, different characters, power player tips, kicking and punching, just basic play control. In Canada, please. Yeah, we can throw in Canada in there. I was only trying to keep people who were from the country here, but yeah, we can throw Canada. You're only allowed to sing the third part because the first two are, let's say, very nationalistic. Base Wars I rented and loved. Or I don't know how much I love it now, but it was a fun game. It was like baseball with robots that shot like balls out of their cannon. They were like on tire treads. RoboCop 2, The Simpsons, Bart vs. the Space Mutants. How disappointing this game was to me. The Uninvited, which I finished this year on stream. Very fun game. If you like Deja Vu or Shadowgate, which I still have to play Deja Vu. I'll get to it here sometime. Metal Mech, Zombie Nation. The one where you're like a flying head. Kiwi Craze, Tecmo Cup Soccer, and Beetlejuice. The latest NES releases: Base Wars, Beetlejuice, Double Dragon 3, Kiwi Craze, Metal Mech, Monopoly, Power Blade, RoboCop, Scat, The Simpsons, Bart vs. Space Mutants, Swordmaster, Tecmo World Cup Soccer, Totally Rad, Uninvited, and Zombie Nation. Which one got the best reviews? It looks like Power Blade got the best reviews. 3.7 for graphics, 4.0 for play control. I think 3.7 for challenge, and 3.7 for theme fun. Richard's favorite category, theme fun. Or he likes challenge with an A. Vice Project Doom. This game is also on the Switch Online store. Pretty fun game, different kinds of play styles. Like it opens with a Spy Hunter type stage. Go to a side-scrolling stage. You have a shooting stage. Lots of variety. And John, you were mentioning Battletoads. Here we got Battletoads. You said you remember being hyped for that. We've ranted and raved about Battletoads up until now on the strength of the characters and the fact that Rare Limited, one of our favorite development teams, is designing it. Having finally had a chance to play the game at CES, an early development version, we can confidently say that it looks like Trade West has a hit on their hands. Although the theme of man-sized mutant cold-blooded heroes has been exploding before, we think the Battletoads have their own unique humor and style, and the variety of gameplay. That's true, Battletoads is very variety in the gameplay. I just wish it had unlimited continues. Environments and moves in the game is amazing, is as good as or better than any NES game so far. Oh boy, Battletoad guys who disappear. Who's the Battletoad guy who disappears, Ninja? I think I'm missing something, sorry. The Lone Ranger. That's a fun NES game. There's like zapper stages and side-scrolling stages and top-down shooter stages with like a map like this, like Star Tropics. It's a very unique game. Konami made it too. Bill Elliott's NASCAR Challenge, F-15 Strike Eagle, Ultimate Air Combat, Blabber bonuses. We have Treasure Master, boxing star Mike Tyson will return to the NES in American Software Corp's new game, Pack Power Punch. It pits Iron Mike against interplanetary opponents, where they finally can count is really final. One of the most appealing aspects of Power Punch is that you box as Mike Tyson. So this game was, I think it came out in the 2000s as Power Punch or something. It was never released officially, but somebody got a ROM and released it or something. So you can download a ROM and play it. Dragon Warrior 3, here we go. As Japan eagerly awaits Dragon Quest IV for the Super Famicom, Dragon Quest IV was not on the Super Famicom. Anyway, US fans are anticipating Dragon Warrior 3. The epic tale of the heroic line of Erdrick continues with new activities such as challenging careers and day or night explorations. New weapons, enemies, and spells are given along with bigger dungeons and more challenging puzzles. So they call jobs careers in here, which is kind of funny. Let's see, The Rocketeer, which I like the movie. I don't think I ever played the game. Rocketeer for NES. Captain Planet, I watched a lot of the TV show before school because it was on, but I don't particularly remember liking it all that much. Final Fantasy II, Square's plans for continuing the Final Fantasy saga were released at the CES. Final Fantasy II will be released for the Super NES in the fall and will be based on the Japanese Final Fantasy IV. Another chapter in the super hot Final Fantasy Legend series will soon be released for the Game Boy. They spoiled the Erdrick reveal of Dragon Quest III. They kind of, well, maybe, if you look at it that way, but not really, because you could, maybe they think you play as a descendant, like in 2, you play as other descendants of them. They didn't quite spoil it all that much. Because maybe kids were, oh yeah, in 2 we played as descendants, maybe this one we play as descendants of them too. Little did they know it was a prequel. So they didn't say that. They admitted it. About Mike Tyson's Power Punch? Or Final Fantasy II being 4. Yeah, that's pretty cool. They admitted that Final Fantasy II was actually Final Fantasy IV. THQ's list of licensing. Okay, these games would be unappealing NES games. They're saying, okay, THQ got these licenses to make games. So they got The Flash, Where's Waldo, Vanilla Ice, Attack of the Killer Tomatoes, and Home Alone. I know Where's Waldo came out. I know Attack of the Killer Tomatoes came out, and Home Alone came out. But there was no Vanilla Ice or Flash game as far as I know. Trivial Pursuit, Greg Norman's Power Golf sequel rumors. Capcom is thinking about doing a 4th big screen adventure for Mega Man, but haven't decided yet if it will be on the NES or the 16-bit Nintendo system. Another adventure starring Super NES spy Golgo 13 is in the works from Vic Tokai. The long-awaited sequel to the classic Tecmo Bowl will soon be available. Tecmo Super Bowl, other games in the works from Tecmo include Ninja Gaiden 3 for the NES and Tecmo Bowl for the Game Boy. Space Shuttle Simulator. I have that game. Maybe I should put that on sometime. I couldn't figure out how to play it. Yeah, Final Fantasy II is 4. They admitted that, yep. So if they were still in with Mike Tyson at this point, it disproves the theory that Nintendo distanced himself after his allegations. So when were his allegations? They were around this time, right? Or were they quickly after this? I think after this, they got the allegations. Maybe that's why they stopped, because it never came out. Bard's Tale, Beetlejuice, Bill and Ted's Excellent Video Game Adventures, Bill Elliott's NASCAR Challenge, Mike Ditka's Big Play Football, The Lone Rangers, Worm, and Zombie Nation are probably the 3 big ones here for coming soon. Coming later in the future, we have Addams Family, which is a decent platformer. Never played the NES version, though. Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. Battletoads is the big one. Die Hard. Dragon Warrior 3 is the big one. Final Fantasy 2 is a big one. Mega Man 4. Mike Tyson's Power Punch never came out. Ninja Gaiden 3, huge one. Star Trek, Tiny Toons, big one. Treasure Master. Where's Vice Project Doom? So some good games still coming out for the NES. You see here, Dragon Warrior 3. This is 1991, and you had Dragon Warrior 3, Mega Man 4, Ninja Gaiden 3, Tailspin, Tiny Toons, Euphoria, but that was Europe only. Vice Project Doom. There's Battletoads. You still had, so you had good games coming out for the NES still. Lone Ranger Worm still coming out. This guy from Growing Pains was an American sitcom. They interviewed him, Jeremy Miller. Next month, we have Battletoads the comic. So, Richard, I guess we could look at some comics. That guy looks like so 90s, he must still be stuck in that decade. This guy? Yeah, there was a popular American TV show called Growing Pains with the Seavers. And the character on there was called Boner. Sylvester Stallone was his name, but everybody called him Boner. You're heading out, Lemon. Okay, good night, Lemon. Good luck tomorrow. I'm sure you'll do fine. You're used to it. Have a good night's sleep. Dear readers, as I mentioned earlier, Battletoads has just all the markings of a big hit. If you read this month's article about game development, you'll know that the entire Battletoads concept came from Rare Limited. So they're really pushing Battletoads hard in this game, in this issue here. And you see my old address here. Cover that up quickly. And there we go. That's Nintendo Power Volume 23 from April 1991. Late NES era, the Super Nintendo is not quite out, but you're hearing rumblings of games like Final Fantasy II. You're hearing previews of other SNES games. You're seeing Dragon Warrior 3's coming out. You're getting late NES games like Power Blade and Vice Project Doom, Dragon Warrior 3. Just some good stuff still coming out for the old NES around this time. And that will lead us into this is Nintendo Power Volume 24. Vice Project Doom is on the front. You see him with his binoculars. See, it's $350 US, $450 Canada. We have a new ad here. This is a new change for us. Usually have that guy radicalize your subscription. This is different. 1 year plus free books for just $15 US. Pretty good. Oh, my favorite part is when I read the letters amongst the kids. But we're coming up to these parts. I think they stopped having the Power Players parts. I think they thought it was a little too cringy, so they took it away. I don't know. But we haven't had those in a while. I'm going to get a drink. I'll be right back. My throat's getting a little dry, so I'll be right back. Talk about yourselves. Okay, I'm back. Got a little drink because my throat was getting a little parched. 90s magazines were self-aware themselves. Let's not have believe all those stories. See, I don't know why they stopped doing the Power Players things. That was my favorite part of the Nintendo Power. One of my favorite parts, I should say. My favorite remains a kid whose eyesight was cured by gaming, and the doctor starts prescribing it. Yeah, he was like amazed by it. Like, I don't know how this kid. Like, you gotta take these magazines and give them to people to cure their blindness. It's another Power Packed issue with spreads on the latest and greatest, as well as contest results. This month's cover story is Vice Project Doom. It's an adventure in game programming. It features 3 distinct scenes, perspectives in an overhead car chase, a view through the scope, and a side view for the majority of the game. Action hero Quinn Hart trails takes him through a jungle and deep into the city in search of sinister aliens. And you have Rocketeer here too. Even Rush has fans. I was so excited when I got Mega Man 3 for Christmas. It's the best game I've played ever. The graphics and sound are most excellent, and I love Mega Man's new buddy Rush the dog. What a great idea. My little brother and I like to make up our own Mega Man adventures. Even our German Shepherd puppy, Barkley, gets in on the action. I think he wants to be the star of a video game someday, just like Rush's dog. Thanks for the best Mega Man adventure yet. I can't wait to see what's next. Derek McGordick, St. Simon's Island, Georgia. And there you see they drew a picture of Mega Man. Pretty big picture. Mega Man art from Samir Torres of Puerto Rico. So that's not from him. That's from somebody else in Puerto Rico drew that Mega Man art. Here's some Mega Man art. This is from Peter Ocasio of the Bronx, New York. Some more Mega Man art with this nice 90s like art here. Yeah, why waste money on COVID vaccines? Hand people some Metroid copies instead. Kind of the same thing, huh, Richard? Like, it would be like saying, I got cured from my COVID from playing Metroid, you know. Oh, John, you don't like the Mega Man games after 3, huh? Poor guy. Poor guy. As you can plainly see, this is the end of Mega Man 3. You beat Dr. Wily with the search snake, then rocks fall. You're flat as a pancake. Proto Man comes whistling his tunes. At the end of this game, Dr. Wily is doomed. That's a Mega Man 3 poem. So you see, kids were really, like, Mega Man 3 was really picking up steam here. You see, it was like in the top 3 or in Nintendo in the Power charts last month. Be interesting to see what it's on this month. It was 3 last time, so. Or 2 maybe even. Snappy poem. Let it be brought to tears to the eyes of the editors, tutorial staff, and Nintendo Power. Maybe it was the onion skin paper you used. Whoa, art beat. Josh Foreman is 15 years old and lives in North Pole, Alaska, where Christmas decorations are up all year and 20-foot Santa Claus in front of the Santa Claus house. Sometimes the temperature drops to minus 50 degrees Fahrenheit. Josh says that sounds like your dream place to live, Richard. You like the cold. Says that when having Nintendo games to play is a great thing. Josh made these models mainly out of Cernet, which is a clay imported from Germany that has dents that hardens in the oven. He's made business of selling custom jewelry and figures from the photos. You can see that this has been busy. Josh homeschools with his brothers and sister, which means his mom is also his teacher. When Moose walk through the yard, his mom stops school and lets them watch. He is studying Japanese now so that he can someday talk with the Japanese staff and Nintendo Company Limited. So this kid has done more with his life than I, at what, age 15, than I have in my 40 years of school, of living. Look at all he's made. I bet you he's doing like some amazing stuff right now. Vice Project Doom. X really redeemed the series. I like X. I still like 4, 5, and 6 though. I just like all the Mega Mans on the NES. I do like the cold. That's why you bought Canada. Well, maybe someday you'll move there. Vice Project Doom. This is a pretty fun game. This kid wants to learn Japanese to speak with Nintendo employees on a trip. Sakamoto didn't bother to learn English before directing other M's. The shots fired on... Poor Sakamoto has Metroid Dread coming out next month, or in 2 months. Richard is really throwing the shots at him there. So if Metroid Dread turns out to be fantastic, will you forgive him for other M, Richard? I want to know this. No. Okay, that's simple enough. They really went on this cover of Vice Project Doom here. They really went all out. This game is good. It has like cinema cutscenes like Ninja Gaiden. It has all kinds, like 4 different kinds of gameplay. Good music. Howard and Nestor comic. The Rocketeer on NES, which I think there was just an angry video game nerd on this game. I've never played it, but the video is funny he did. Nintendo Power Awards 1990. Let's see what we got here. Okay, everybody who's here, I want you to pick. Well, actually, no, these are already in. We can't pick. This is who won and who lost. Who's first, second, third. For best graphics and sound, the winner is Mega Man 3. He's only doing what he's paid. A lot to do. Delivering a good game after all this time is his obligation. Other M is the cause for all our too long Metroidless years. Capcom did itself proud with the 3rd game in the Mega Man series. The visuals smorgasbord is made up of a righteous mob of wacky robots and backgrounds that look as if they were designed by Dr. Wily himself. Sound-wise, it has a good beat and lots of effects. So, but graphics and sound, winner Mega Man 3. Second place, Super Mario Bros. 3. Third place, Castlevania 3. So yeah, pretty good. I think I voted for Castlevania 3 for those. I think I did. So that was, obviously I did not win that one. Best theme fun, the winner is Super Mario Bros. 3. What can be said that hasn't been said already about this game? Mario's mission to rid the Mushroom World of Koopa and his Koopalings is a classic with a K. There are heroes, villains, narrators, escapes, and in turn out that Mario is half raccoon. Hey, the weirder the better. Second place, Mega Man 3. Still cleaning up those awards. Third place, Dragon Warrior 2 for theme fun. Dragon Warrior 2. Mega Man 3 has the action, excitement, and robotic dog, the epic adventure. Dragon Warrior 2 leads heroes on a quest from the high seas to the tunnels of Rhone. Rhone. I just got a shiver there. Sorry. Castlevania, you think Castlevania 3 deserves it too? I think it does. Looking back at these games, they all looking great. I mean, you could say either one of those. I'd say, okay, I'm fine with Mega Man 3 getting it. Fine with Super Mario 3 getting it. That's fine. Yeah, Castlevania 3 is outstanding. For Best Challenge, I think I did pick this winner. Castlevania 3. Second place, Crystallis. Third place, Battle of Olympus, as Soulfire's finding out. That game, he's at a part right now that's pretty challenging. When the designers at Konami were working on this game, they must have known the stakes were high. Whether you're climbing through the gears of a tower clock, or leaping from mast to mast on a ghost ship, the challenge doesn't let up for a minute. These two adventures games, Crystallis set up the future in Battle of Olympus in the past, were separated by only 100 votes in the balloting. So the difference between second and third place for Best Challenge were just 100 votes for Crystallis and Battle of Olympus. Pretty close. Pretty close. For Best Play Control, Best Challenge. Nice. I remember that. That was a few issues of they spelled it wrong. Best Play Control, Super Mario Bros. 3. Second place, Mega Man 3. Third place, Super C. I forgot Super C was relatively new. Came out in 1990. This second nester is a tribute to balance of Super Mario Bros. 3. What makes it so fun? In part, play control. By land, air, or water, Mario has got the moves. You'll never have to stop and think about how Mario jumps. It just comes naturally. That's the mark of greatness. These second and third place action hits both give you super control of your character so you can get them quickly into the best firing position. You're talking about Mega Man 3 and Super C. Best Hero. The winner is Mega Man. I think I went with Ryu Hayabusa. I think I did. If you're looking for a hero with the metal to be a machine, look no further. Mega Man is the toughest little Cybot around. He runs, jumps, and shoots like a cross between a pop-up toaster and Arnold Schwarzenegger. Excuse me. Second place, Mario. Third place, Donatello. Donatello getting the cred for the turtles. It's amazing, but split between 4 turtles, plus you had Ryu and a whole bunch of Nintendo characters. You had 4 turtles, and Donatello still pulled enough votes between that cast to get third place. Everyone knows the story of these two heroes, humans and reptiles alike. Easy at night, knowing that Mario and Don, along with his brothers, are stomping the forces of rottenness. Agree with Mario for that one. For play control, yeah, Mario. That's a good choice. And you want Samus greater than Mega Man for best hero. Well, I don't think Samus had a game out this year, though, Richard, so she was not eligible, unfortunately. Maybe Metroid 2 was. Was Metroid 2 out? Yeah, Metroid 2 was out, so Samus would have been eligible. Best bad guy, you had the winner is Shredder. Second place, Dr. Wily. Third place, the Koopalings. All the Koopalings win for third place. Yeah, hey, Soulfire. More Nintendo power. More Nintendo power. And I was happy to see you stream Dragon Quest VI, Soulfire, on Twitch. I enjoyed that a lot. I hope when you do play that again, you stream it again. sometime. It doesn't have to be all of it like you were doing, but it was enjoyable to watch. Who do you think would win in a battle, Samus or Mega Man X? Oh God, Richard, you always ask these questions. I can't. So you have to take Mega Man X powers from that game. So just from the Mega Man X game. Oh God, that's hard. That's hard. Which Samus are we talking about? I'll go Samus for that one, I guess. Yeah, John was just here, and I asked him a question about your saves, and he said you need to download a program called Hikachi 2CE. He said it's on GitHub, and that is this here. And he said you install that on your computer, and it will allow you to transfer your save to your SNES Classic. Best bad guy, Shredder. From Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, the arcade game, why Shredder? Because he doesn't have a shred of decency. He battles the brothers, splitting into two, and his weird rays can turn them into turtle toddlers. Now that's bad. Doc Wily doesn't just know when to quit, given the screwdriver, and he'll try to take over the world. Bowser's nutty Koopalings have already taken over their world. Most innovative, Shadowgate. Second place, Maniac Mansion. Or second place, Miracle Keyboard Teaching System. Third place, Maniac Mansion. Kimiko Seika's introduction, this PC adventure early in the years, and has been a smash hit ever since. What makes it so different? 3D's perspective, text clues of items, and mysteries around every corner. Whoever said piano lessons were a bore never played with the Miracle Keyboard System. Maniac Mansion introduced NES players to a point-and-click adventure into total weirdness. For simultaneous multiplayer game, the winner is TMNT 2, the arcade game. Of course it was going to be TMNT 2. You have, with brothers in tow, you'll kick and slash your way to glory. Team fighting strategies are essential to defeat the... Soulfire, I wanted to tell you. So for Best Challenge, I was just thinking about you. Number 1 was Castlevania 3 for the 1990 Nesters, won for Best Challenge. I was the winner. Number 2 was Crystallis, and number 3 was Battle of Olympus. And 100 votes were between Crystallis and Battle of Olympus. I thought of you because you're on that tough part right now, right? In Battle of Olympus. Maniac Mansion introduces NES players to a point-and-click adventure into total weirdness. With bros in tow, you kick your way to glory. Team fighting strategies are essentially to defeat the hordes of Foot Clan soldiers and Shredder's captains. This game was meant for 2 turtles. Play action football. I've never played play action football, but I always see it everywhere I go. Third place, Dr. Mario. NES play action football with 2 or 4 players. Has great action and strategy, quickness, coordination, and ruthlessness. Persistence are the keys to Dr. Mario. Overall best game for 1990 Nestor Awards goes to Super Mario Bros. 3. This choice won't come as a surprise to most of you. Super Mario Bros. 3 is the best-selling NES game in history because it has great balance, and that means it is fun. Wow, that's very plain. It has great balance. That means it's fun. From great heroes and graphics, the best theme and control, Super Mario Bros. 3 puts it all together to take this year's top award. Second place, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, the arcade game. Third place, Mega Man 3. It was the toughest competition ever, with 4 nesters between them. Mega Man 3 and TMNT 2, the arcade game, gave Super Mario Bros. 3 a run for the money. For Game Boy, best overall game, TMNT Follow the Foot Clan. Second place, Super Mario Land. Third place, Final Fantasy Legend. Konami and the Turtles simply will not be denied. This Game Boy hit puts all the action of the NES games onto the small screen. High Adventure is alive and well on the Game Boy. Super Mario Land plunges the world's favorite plumber into a hot water and worse, while Final Fantasy Legend is a quest for paradise. That's about wraps up things on here. Of course, I had already guessing at the winners, but thanks for voting anyways. So that was your nesters for 1990. Shredder beat Batman in a crossover animated movie. I haven't seen that yet. Batman vs. Ninja Turtles. Shredder beat Batman. How's that even possible? Kind of curious to watch that now. I've never beat Maniac Mansion. I haven't played more than a few. The farthest I played is I got in the house and that's it. So no, I never have. You beat it? Yeah, Battle of Olympus is pretty hard. Yeah, I think you're at that part. Did you give somebody... I think you're at a part where you can lose all your olives if you ask for something and you don't have enough. They take them away from you or something. Batman beat the 4 turtles together. So Shredder beat Batman and Batman beat the 4 turtles together? Really? So here we have a Battletoads comic. Really still promoting Battletoads here. Last issue was a lot of Battletoads. This issue, they have a whole comic for Battletoads. I think we'll have an issue where they're on the front here. That's either coming up or pretty close to the next issue. Yeah, that's the part I was talking about. If you say, I want the sandal, if you say you want the item and you don't have enough money, she'll take your item away. And you have to go back and... Well, no, you can go back and get the sandals, buy the sandals again from the other person. She'll have them for you again, and you can buy them. You don't have to reset it. Like, I think you go back... I forget where you get the sandals. That girl looks like Elvira. That's the Dark Queen from Battletoads. Her? Yeah. It's the last boss of Battletoads. Yeah, but I know that part that you're talking about. Soulfire. You're very close. Very close. Once you get past that, it's not too bad. Hopefully. The last dungeon can be a little tricky, but nothing you shouldn't be able to get through. I don't think I ever saw Elvira. I remember, I've seen her. You can't miss her. But I don't think I've ever seen a movie she was in. If she was in movies. She's a very... I remember as a kid being infatuated with her for some reason. Well, I know the reasons why. There was 2 of them. We have Swordmaster Unlimited continues. That's a good tip. Conquest of the Crystal Palace. Bonus Bonanza. With a little pre-game preparation, you can blaze through the challenge of this excitement. At the start screen, press the A button, select button, and become a button at a time. Huh. Didn't know that. So I guess that's weird. I don't quite understand that, but apparently you can get big power-ups from just going in a direction of a screen after you press a code. I'm not sure. Password power-ups, double strength code, 10 turtles, stage select, and 10 turtles and stage select. For some reason. 2 reasons, Richard. Captain Skyhawk, Maniac Mansion, Silver Surfer for invincibility, Captain Skyhawk invincibility, Goofy Gadget for Mega Man 3, Dirty Harry, Clyde code, The Lone Ranger gets a nice little spread. This is a fun NES game. So you see I ripped out another poster. I don't know where it's at. I don't know which one was in it. I'm guessing a Lone Ranger pullout. More Game Boy games. Have an SNES out. Do you have SNES out? No, I don't think there was an Elvira game for SNES. Not that I know of. Is there one? Mysterium. This game looks interesting. Mysterium. Gauntlet 2. Battle Unit Zeroth. Nintendo World Cup. Spot. Chessmaster. Now playing Battle Unit Zeroth, the Chessmaster, Fish Dude. Fish Dude? Fish Dude? Why didn't they review Fish Dude? Gauntlet 2, Go-Go Tank. Hatris Maru's Mission, Mysterium. Nintendo World Cup. Nobunga's Ambition, Puznik, Skater Die, Tour de Thrash, Spot, and Tailgater. Coming soon, Game Boy games, Blades of Steel from Konami, Clax, Hunt for Red October, Fortified Zone. There's a picture of Fortified Zone, like a top-down shooter. Top 10 Game Boy games, Super Mario Land is number 1, TMNT is number 2, Dr. Mario number 3, Final Fantasy Legends, Tetris, Gargoyles Quest still hanging in there, Castlevania, Batman, Play Action Football, and Radar Mission rounds out the top 10s. My mistake, just checked they were DOS games, so there were Elvira games, huh? Oh, look at this, we have Lolo 3 for the NES. This is pretty late, 1991. This is May 1991, right? This is pretty late NES. Got a lot of coverage for Lolo 3. Covering 14 through 17 levels, up to level 17. Lolo and Lele return to life, find yourself in tranquility. Returns the Eggland, and once again, Brain triumphs over Brawn. NES Achievers, more people finished Castlevania 3. Gremlins 2 The New Mash finished. Little Nemo finished. Bunch of people finished Mega Man 3 this month. Bunch of people. Maniac Mansion. Tons of people with Tetris scores. Few people finished Swords and Serpents. Super Mario Land still getting lots of people with over 900,000 points. No, I've never been in NES Achievers. No, I never sent any letter into NES. No. Nope. Unfortunately, I did not. I did write to Nintendo Power expressing my disappointment that either Nintendo or Square Enix, I think it might have been Square Enix, I expressed my disappointment that Final Fantasy was moving to the PlayStation. I was very upset about that. That's the only letter I ever wrote to a video game thing. So, favorites. You see a lot of green this month and just one blue in the top 10. So Ultimate Quest of the Avatar moved up into the top 10. It busted up into the top 10 this month. Number 1, Mario 3. 2, TMNT 2. 3, Mega Man 3. Still hanging in there, busting in there. Final Fantasy 4, Dr. Mario 5, Tetris 6, Crystallis 7, Dragon Warrior 2, still hanging on in the top 10. At number 8. NES Play Action Football is still in there. And then we have the next 20. We have Star Tropics is moving up. It moved up quite a bit. It's at the number 11, almost into the top 10. Mega Man 2, Mario Brothers 2, Legend of Zelda, Castlevania 3, Dracula's Curse, really, really low. TMNT, I think. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Destiny of an Emperor, Mega Man still hanging in there in 18 months. Simpsons, brand new. Simpsons Bart vs. the Space Mutants, brand new game in red. Busting the top 20 its first month. That will fall, I predict, once kids actually play it. Zelda 2, The Adventure of Link, hanging in the top 30 at number 21. Just got beat out by the Immortal for the last top 20 spot. Maniac Mansion, Double Dragon 2, brand new, in there, along with Super C busting in. WrestleMania Challenge, Disney's DuckTales busting in, brand new, number 26, it sneaks in there. And Gremlins 2, The New Batch is in there. Battle of Olympus, still around the top 30. It's been this lower area for the past few months. Batman at 22 and Shadowgate at 30. So there's your top 30 NES games for May 1991, Volume 24. Well, Metroid 2 was on the Game Boy. These are only NES games. We will get to the Game Boy later in the issue, Richard. Zelda 2 is up. The most underrated Zelda game is still hanging around the top 30. Just out of the top 20. It's still in there. Richard. Oh, celebrity profile Alex Winter. The Bill S. Preston. And there's Ted Theodore Logan. So Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure was a movie my aunt took me to see in the theaters. No, I saw it in the theaters. I don't know who with. One of my earliest, I didn't go to see a lot of movies, but this was one of them. So they're interviewing Alex Winters. Let's see if I can bring, Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure 2, which debuts this summer. Finds Bill and Ted. Alex is excited about playing the video game version of Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventures. If the video game is anything like the movie, says Alex, it should be a lot of fun. Although Alex admits that his free time is very precious, he does manage to get in a few rounds of Tetris and Super Mario Bros. 2 whenever possible. So that's all they got out of him with games. That's what he likes to play. Hudson Hawk. So I guess you could win a personalized quest plotted to your hometown by Nintendo Power staff. You and 3 friends will be pieced together clues found over while riding a chauffeur-driven limousine. Recover Leonardo da Vinci's 3 lost treasures, just like in the movie Hudson Hawk. Tetris. Rolls eyes, Tetris. Still don't get it. Yeah, I'm not the biggest Tetris fan either. I'm not going to say it's a bad game. It's a very, very good game. A lot of people's #1 games. Just not for me. Still, we have Star Tropics tips. These kids need their Star Tropics help. Whack-a-Jelly. Fork in the Tunnel. Maxi Battle. That's that invisible ghost you have to like appear. The tip where you gotta feed the parrot the worm to get the do re mi do sa fi or whatever to play on the piano to open the door. Tetris fun. So far likes Tetris. Yeah, I'm not the biggest Tetris fan, but I mean, no doubt it's a great game. Let's see. John Schomer. Hobbies: mountain biking, snowboarding, skiing. Greatest NES accomplishments: finished heavy shredding with 1 character. Favorite NES games: Mega Man 2. John Norton. Hobbies: playing and producing music, working with computers, camping, fishing. Greatest NES accomplishment: first game player counselor to complete Dragon Warrior 2 and Earthbound. Favorite NES game: all role-playing games are his favorite NES game. Casey J. Pelkey. Snow ski hobbies: snow skiing, golfing, installing stereos. Is that a hobby? Greatest NES accomplishment: first game player counselor to complete TMNT 2 with partner Tony C. Favorite NES game: Snake's Revenge. Wow. James Verhage. I'm sorry, I'm reading these upside down. James Verhage. I'm sorry, James. I butchered your name. Hobbies: skiing, playing NES, computer games, and football. Greatest NES accomplishment: over 250 games. Favorite NES game: all NES games. Nice. Guy's a boss. All of them are my favorite. Every single one. Every game is my favorite NES game. Every one of them. Wow. Ultimate Quest of the Avatar has 2 big clues. Castlevania 3 platform turnaround. About platforms you jump on and they flip around. Alucard's quick change. Basically jump in the air and change when you need to. Grant's giant leap. That's for Castlevania 3. Magician. Oh, werewolf. Here we go. We just beat this game. How do I cross the beams? In the second level of this thriller, there's several corridors lined with laser beams emitting devices. Climb down and to the left, then jump over the ladder to the right where the beams are. If you cross the beams, in your human form, you'll be hit with a very strong jolt. As the werewolf, though, you'll be able to cross the beams unarmed with a backflip. Just press up on the control pad. That's not true. You hit A and B at the same time. You don't press up. B button at the same time. The werewolf will jump up and spin while in the air. Press right, left, the control pad to move him through the air and past the beams. Now playing, you have Magic Darts. Alucard is the best Castlevania character. The best one? You've seen in Castlevania 3, he looks nothing like his future incarnations. They should have one: how to do not get hit by lightning during the final boss. Yeah, that's basically, okay kids, remember this part because you're going to have to use this part in the final boss a lot. Master this part. You're going to have to use it. God, that boss. Wampum. I like Wampum. Hone your skills in the first round. Take on the dangers of the great outdoors in a test of skill and bravery from Jalico. As a young Indian brave, you will run, jump, and fight your way through 8 exciting levels, from an opening test of courage to a final battle in the classic style of Mega Man series and other action-packed adventures. You can choose the one order in which you complete the levels. Once you are through the first test, you will have the option to choosing to fight through any of the 6 more difficult to complete areas. Put yourself up to the test and fight through to the ultimate challenge. Flashball, Mini Putt, which I want to play still. I want to play Mini Putt. I don't know if this ever came out, but I'm curious about it. Bill Elliott's NASCAR Challenge, Laser Invasion, with that thing you put on your head and you yelled in it and it would activate. Nobunga's Ambition 3, The Bard's Tale. Latest NES releases: Bard's Tale, Bill Elliott, NASCAR Challenge, Castellian, Corvette ZR1 Challenge, Flight of the Intruder, Hat-Tricks, Clash Ball, Laser Invasion, Lolo 3, Lone Ranger, Magic Darts, Mini Putt, Mutant Virus, Nobunga's Ambition, The Rocketeer, and Vice Project Dune, and Wampum. Which one got the best overall reviews? That is Vice Project Doom. 4.3 for graphics, 4.0 for play control, 4.3 for challenge, and 3.8 for theme fun. The Bard's Tale. Orcs, goblins, and other nasty creatures haunt the area surrounding the Adventurers Guild in the Bard's Tale. From FCI, form a party and set out to defeat these creatures while seeking your fortune. Build a party of adventurers and go out onto the first-person perspective journey in the classic role-playing game style. Be ready at all times for a fight with evil creatures. Packwatch, Tecmo Super Bowl, Hudson Hawk, Daydreaming Davy, and Darkman. Super NES Showcase. We finally get to see the redesigned Super Nintendo. This is what it's going to look like. You see they crossed out Famicom and put Super NES, because that's what it's called over here. They revealed the look of it. I like the look of this. I like the purple and gray. I like the blocky, the angles of it. I think it's beautiful. Our pack watchers managed to get the hot scoop on the prototype US Super Nintendo Entertainment System. It's officially called. As you can see, the design of the Super NES is similar to the Super Famicom, but with some of the more angular qualities of the NES mixed in. We expect to have the full report of the Super NES in our next issue, with next issue should be good, with an insider's rundown on the system's technical capabilities. Here's a look at a couple of Super Famicom games that should also come out for the Super NES. So you have Super R-Type. I've never played this. For Super Famicom, continues the sci-fi action R-Type series. The graphics look great, and the challenge level of the game seemed to be quite high in the beta version we previewed. Hole-in-One. Hal's Hole-in-One golf game for the Super Famicom uses the system's super graphic capabilities to fly over each hole as a preview. The actual gameplay, however, takes place entirely in overhead view. Tons of rumors are all about different games that will be developed for the Super NES, Super Famicom. Super NES, it was perhaps inevitable. The claim announced The Simpsons, but at the press time, other details were available. CSG ImageSoft has a couple of 16-bit titles in the works. One of them, Jelly Bean, stars a little blue hero that reminds us of a cross between Lolo and the Blob from A Boy and His Blob. Equinox is a low follow-up to the NES Puzzler Solstice. The game will chronicle the adventures of one of Shadax's descendants, who will be faced with even larger labyrinths, 1,000 rooms to explore. Trade West working on a 16-bit version of Super Off-Road. Hopefully it will be support multiplayer. multiplayer play. So there it is. That's the first look at the now Super NES, the new redesign. They talk about it. So it's like the Super Famicom look, but less angular and more of an angle, right angles like the NES. American Gladiators, Bases Loaded 3, Might and Magic, with a great-looking new sequel on its way to the PC world, Might and Magic 3. American Sammy is getting ready to introduce Might and Magic to the video game market. The classic adventure role-playing game features a first-person perspective window, the action with a sub-screen which allows you to interact with the many beings, objects you encounter. Video motion. THQ's Video Motion isn't a game, but it is a way to play with your... You can draw anything with the program and the motion to your masterpieces with the animation feature. Wizardry 2 and Workboy. An accessory for the Game Boy. Organizer Traveler that helps complete with a weight measure and temperature converter. World Time Clock. Telephone. Auto dialer. Calculator. Language translator. Diary and personal banker. An optional keyboard has been designed to make it easy to enter data into the Workboy. That's neat. Love hearing my passion. Well, thank you, Richard. I'm glad you like that. One of the best system designs. I like it too, John. I do like. Everybody craps on it, but I like the look of it. I mean, I'm glad we got it. If it would have looked like this Super Famicom, then you'd have 3 different versions, 3 of the same versions in each area. I'm glad it's different. So here's coming soon. Let's see how many we can get. See which are good. Base Wars, it's okay. Battletoads, it's a good game. Not enough continues for me, but it's still fun. Bill and Ted's never played it. Bill Elliott's never played it. California Raisins never came out, I don't think. Chase HQ, Darkman, never played it. Daydream JV, never played it. Earthbound, we got much later in 2015 on the Wii U. Fight of the Intruder, Hatris, Kiwi Craze, Metal Mech, Mike Dick's Play Football, Big Play Football, Tailspin, I love for NES. Tecmo World Cup Soccer, Euphoria, we never got, but we did get on the Virtual Console for Wii U, I think I got it for, or the Wii, one of the two. It's a Sunsoft game, which I want to actually play this one. I heard it's really fun, Euphoria. Maybe that'll be the next NES game I play after I finish up with Super Nintendo, Link to the Past. Videomation, Worm, and ZR1 convertible Corvette Challenge. Coming later, Addams Family, American Gladiators, Attack of the Killer Tomatoes, Bard's Tale, Bases Loaded 3, Captain Planet, Die Hard, Dragon Warrior 3, big one, Final Fantasy 2, big one, Godzilla 2, Greg Norman's Power Golf, Home Alone, Hudson Hawk, Legends of the Diamond, Mega Man 4, Might Magic, Mike Tyson's Power Punch, Ninja Gaiden 3, RoboCop, SimCity, Star Trek 25th Anniversary, Tecmo Super Bowl, The Flash, Tiny Toons, Treasure Master, Trivial Pursuit, Ultimate Air Combat, Where's Waldo, Wizardry 2, Wolverine, and Workboy. So next month, big reviews, Battletoads. They've been advertising this game for 3 months now. It's finally out. It's going to be the cover story, I think, with some great art on the front of one of the Toads kicking. The Hunt for Red October for Game Boy, Super RC Pro-Am. All this plus a Super NES preview next month. Take a look at the amazing competitors of Super NES. You've heard about the Super Famicom available in Japan. Now see what innovations have been made in our US version. That'll be exciting. We'll have to see that one next time. Dear readers, hot news. Here's Howard Phillips. Your subscription renews our new offer. You'll receive your NES Game Atlas very soon. I'll have to take a look at that. I have that. We'll take a look at the NES Game Atlas. It covers all times, 3 books, part of our subscription, as long as you keep it subscribed. 3 other books, game qualities that cover, so I'm trying to read. So that's, you just tell them subscribe and get these the Game Atlas. It's 3 other books. And here you have some swag, cover up my address here, some swag for, look for the Nintendo seal of quality on games and accessories. That's all they're saying. So that's Nintendo Volume 24 for what year? What was this? April? May 1991. Vice Project Doom on the front. And that's going to be it for me for tonight. I hope you enjoyed this look at these two great Nintendo Power issues. And we'll start out next time with the big Super Nintendo preview in issue 25, which would be June of 1991. I believe it's June of 1991. Getting close to that Super Nintendo release. They're revealing it. They're going to talk a little bit about it next issue for us kids who have been craving it for so long, like me, just wanting to devour everything about it. So we'll have that. We'll also have the Toads on the front of the issue, I believe. Get the Battletoads that they've been advertising for all this time. So thanks a lot. Have a great night. Was Howard Phillips leaving the company around this point? That's a good question. I don't know, John. I do not know. I don't know when he left. I don't know what his role was. They seem to be sending him all overseas to test games, I guess, to see what we would get, I guess. Or not overseas, but over to England he was for a while to look at games by Rare and Battletoads. I thought he was really hyping up Battletoads, so I don't know when he left. The kind of thing you would now find in World of Nintendo in New York. So yeah, this stuff. So a lot of the stuff you could buy, the NES Max, I think the game, obviously. I've never seen the clock or the hat. The satellite you can get, but this stuff, like this Zelda thing in that lunchbox, that's pretty cool. Like that hat is awesome. The punch-out cap, that's pretty cool. Okay, that's it for me tonight. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. I love looking at these things and being able to talk about them with somebody else is pretty cool. Because otherwise I'd just flip through them on my couch and be like, yeah, I remember that. That's pretty cool. This is cool. Oh, neat. But talking to you guys is awesome. Okay, thank you, Richard. Thank you, John. Thank you, Soulfire. Thank you, Lemon, for stopping by. I think Ninja was here also. Yeah, Ninja was here. That's it. Oh, Manicho. Can't forget Manicho. He stopped by and said hi. So thanks, guys. Have a great night.